Hi, it's Cara from Biancareads, and I'm back with my June TBR list. These are the books I plan to read in June. So this month I decided to set myself some not really strict goals, but last month, throughout the month, I set myself what I wanted to have read by the end of the month, and added to it as I went, and that really helped me get things done. So this month I decided to give myself 14 books, because last month I read 13, that I wanted to read over the course of the month. Hopefully this will make me keep reading and not just fall off into a fliffle-flaffle land of not doing much. So this month, for the first 2 weeks of the month, I have revision and then exams. And then the second 2 months, the second 2 weeks I'll be working probably. So swap back, this revision time is key reading time, because let's be honest, if I try and studied all day every day, I'd drain my brain. So I'll probably do morning studies, morning and afternoon study, late afternoon and evening reading. So I'm hoping to get quite a bit done, and then when I'm home I have comfy reading spots, and I'll be back at my parents' house, and I'll be buying books probably, because I'll be working at the bookstore, and hopefully I'll get some more read there too. So hopefully I have another good reading month is my hope. So I have 14 books here that I want to show you that I plan to read in the month. So the first book I plan to read this month, I've already read the prologue of, and that is Seizure by Kathy Reichs, and Brendan Reichs too, I think, though this edition doesn't say that. I also want to read this month Code and Exposure in this series, as well as 2 novellas. So I'll talk about them all individually, but this series is about a group of teenagers that have contracted this virus which give them like wolf-like qualities. So it's kind of like science-y werewolves, and they do go on adventures solving crimes. This one's about treasure hunts. They're trying to find a lost treasure, things like that. They're for young adults. Of course, Kathy Reichs writes normally adult crime novels, but these are really good. I'm pretty sure, I assume her son Brendan's doing most of the work, because as you can see on these ones it also says and Brendan Reichs. So I'm pretty sure he's doing most of the writing, and using his mum's name to get some extra audience in there, but I don't mind. I really like this series. They're really engaging, quick to read, or at least so the first one was. I read the first one called Virals, and I really liked it. My friends read Seizure and really enjoyed it, and so I'm hopeful that I can get through this series pretty quickly. I want to read Exposure and Code as quickly as I can, because my friend Rainie's leaving for the snow. She's the same one that's read Virals and Seizure, and she wants to borrow them off me, and I hope to give them to her before she goes. And there's like 3 days overlap between when I head home from uni and when she leaves for the snow. So I want to get them finished in these 3, and the 2 novellas finished in the first 2 weeks of this month. So, which I should be able to do. So first there's Seizure. Yes, excited for this. Then there's Shift, the novella, and it looks really good as well. I can't remember what it's about. It's with the same characters. One of the 2 novellas is about Comic-Con. I can't remember what the other one is, but you know, I love the universe. I'm going to read it anyway. Then there's Code, which is about another kind of treasure hunt, but more puzzle-based, whereas the other Seizure's about pirate treasures, and this one's more about modern treasures, I think. So that's Code. And then there's Swipe, which is the next novella, and again, I'm not 100% sure. Actually, let's look it up. Okay, so Swipe is about Comic-Con, and they're trying to find a missing Terminator replica. Then, and Shift, which was the first one that I talked about, is about a robbery at the Research Institute. They are set in between the 2 The first one was between Seizure and Code, and the second one's between Code and Exposure. And so then we have Exposure, which is about, I think 2 of their classmates go missing, twin classmates? Yeah, twin students go missing and they're trying to figure out what happened. So it's kind of crime solving in a more urban fantasy way, but I guess it's a science, sci-fi more, because they're werewolves, but it was science-caused werewolves. So yeah, these are really good. I really enjoy these, and I'm hoping I will like these 3 that I've, 5 really, that I've yet to read. That is most of the series. Exposure came out recently, so I'm hoping with this I will be all caught up with the series, and hopefully I'll be ready when another one comes out. Then I want to read Bones in Her Pocket, which is another short story by Kathy Reichs, but is based on in her adult fiction universe. Even though these ones are also technically in the same universe, she's supposed to be the niece of Temperance Brennan, who's the main character in the adult universe. But this one is for adults, Bones in Her Pocket. And so I'm excited to read that, and then following on from that, I want to read Bones of the Lost. So I'm going on a bit of a Kathy Reichs kick, but I do love her, especially her adult stuff. Of course, it's all about bones, and if you've watched the TV show Bones, you'll kind of know the idea. The TV show is based on the author's life, and these books are really good. They've got quite a bit of French in them sometimes, not all of them, because the character's half based in Quebec and half based in Charlotte, and I think this one is in Charlotte, yeah. So this one's not got much French, but her lover boy is French. So, French-Canadian. Let's say French-Canadian, because that's what it is. So sometimes it has a bit of language barriers that I have trouble with, but it normally translates pretty well. So, I really, really like these. I've read the whole rest of the series other than the novella and this one, and a new one comes out in August, I think, so I want to get these done so I can read the new one in August, because yay! And I really love these. I think her writing is great, very science-based, but I'm a science nerd at heart, so, and I'm actually looking into doing forensic anthropology as a possible career choice, so we'll see. Yeah. So I really love these. These are like my life. I've been reading them since I was like 15. Borrowed them all from the library. I don't really own all of them. I own like the last 4 or something. But gosh, they're good. If you like crime novels, if you like the TV show Bones, it's very different. But if you like that kind of stuff, if you're interested in forensic science, anthropology, solving crimes, a bit of science in there, these are really good. Recommend, yes. The next on the list that I want to read is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I've heard a lot about this. It's supposed to be really creepy. It's kind of huge. Not as big as some of the books I read last month, but kind of huge. And it looks really good. My friend Steph from work says she really enjoyed this, found it really creepy, loved it. I'm excited to read it because whenever she likes something, I'm like, yep, I'll like it. Let's go with it. I've had this on my shelf for a long time, and the cover is beautiful. Like, look at that. Trying to get the glare off, but my window's open. I apologise. Yes. I'm so excited for this. It's set in the 20s, looking at, like, witchcraft and that kind of paranormal-y kind of stuff. Hoping the 20s language stuff won't be too much of a barrier for me, but yay, I'm excited to read this, and the sequel comes out in like next year or something, so I'm excited for that too, so yay. Then after that, I want to read a trilogy, essentially marathon a trilogy, and this is The Secrets of the Eternal Rose trilogy by Fiona Paul, the first one being Venom, and I'm the Sniffles, then Belladonna, and then Starling. These I've had on my shelf for like the longest time. Well, not the most recent one, but the first one I've had on my shelf forever. And I really want to read these. They're kind of, they're set in Europe, I think, or at least the first one is. I think it's in Italy. And they're supposed to be like paranormal, possibly, or maybe just mystery, that kind of stuff. They look really good. My kind of thing, plus the covers are kind of gorgeous. White girl in dress, but you know, they're really cute. I like the dresses. Can I have the dresses? Except for that one. I don't like that dress that much, but I like the colour. I just don't like the puffy bit. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read these. Hopefully, I'll get around to them. I should probably get around to them. So I'm excited about those. Though I haven't seen them around on BookTube very much. I don't know if they're that popular, but I'm excited. Then after that, I want to complete a series that finished without me even knowing it. I read the first 5. I owned the 6th one, but hadn't got around to it yet. And the 7th one came out in December, and I didn't even notice. So I haven't picked it up yet. It's on order at work. So when I go back for the winter break, I'll pick it up then. But I have the 6th one here. And that is The Dragons of Winter by James A. Owen in the Chronicles of the Imaginarium Geographica series. Gosh, this series is good. I kind of want to marathon it to catch up, but I know it'll waste so much time. I think I can remember enough of the plot that I can go straight into this one. So I'm excited. So excited. This series is based on the fictional life of, like a fictionalized life of J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, and George somebody. He's a poet. Can't remember, but if you know who it is, put it down below. And if you've read his work and enjoyed it, let me know down below. I think he writes like high fantasy poetry, and this series is so good. It talks about where they could get the inspiration, like, for their stories. And it's huge. It extends, like, the series extends over so many years, and looks at a lot of classic fairy tales, Icarus, like the guy that flew into the sun, Peter Pan, a whole lot of common things that a lot of people have read and know about, and putting them into this, like, ultimate fairy tale setting in which, yeah, J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and George, what's his name? Or is it Charles? Charles? No. Yeah, because C.S. Lewis is Clive. Charles, maybe. Maybe it's a Charles. I can't remember. It's Charles, John, and Jack. So it must be Charles. And also follows a whole bunch of other famous writers which you will recognise, like Mary Shelley, H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, J.M. Barrie. So many famous writers are included as characters of this book. If you like books that make fun of, well, not really make fun of, but play off other books, you will love this series. High fantasy, you will love this series. It is so good. Recommended to everyone. Just go and read it because the series is good, and I'm going to finish it this month. This one and the next one. I'm so excited about them, so you should read this too because, gosh, they're good. Chronicles of the Imaginarium Geographica, James A. Owen. Read them. And then the last book I have here, which is my 14th book, if you count this one and its sequel as the 12 and 13, is not its sequel, this last one in the series. My last one is Warp the Reluctant Assassin by Ian Colfer. This is the first one in the Warp series. I love Artemis Fowl, though I haven't finished that series. And I'm excited to read this. The second one comes out June, later in June, or maybe early July, and I'm excited to read it as well. Hopefully to get this one finished to be able to start the next one. And if I get all these books finished before the end of June, I might read the second one in June if it comes out and is in my possession. And yeah, this is a middle grade novel about like a witness protection program that moves people from the past or into the future and like swaps them around to keep them safe in witness protection. So this WARP is Witness Anonymous Relocation Program. And I'm really excited for this. I think it'll be really good. I love his middle grade novels like this. Loved Artemis Fowl. Artemis Fowl was my favourite. And so I'm excited to see if I like this series with Riley the orphan boy, Chevy Savano, the FBI agent who's running this program, and Albert Garrick is the assassin for hire. So yeah, this looks really interesting. I'm excited to read it. I think it's going to be good. So yeah, that's it. So that, ladies and gents, is my pile of books I want to read this month, including the last book in this series, which I don't have here because I haven't bought it yet. But yeah. And I have plans for July already because I'm thinking way ahead. So if I get through all these, there's other stuff I can read and know I want to read. Including Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. Half Bad by Sally Green. Which I don't have these yet because I don't own them yet. But I plan to buy them and I plan to read them in July if I don't read them this month. So, yay! So yeah, I've got a lot of reading to do. So yeah, I have June, July planned out kind of what I want to read, though there's always room for changes. And then, just letting you know in advance, August and September, I plan to make my library book months. I have a whole lot of books that I've seen everyone loving, but I can't currently justify buying, though I still buy things, but they're part of a series that I don't know if I can afford to buy the whole lot, or I just want to really test out, and a whole lot of contemporary novels, and a whole lot of stuff that I want to read that I just want to hire out from the library and try them. So I have like a list of 25 books that I want to try and read over August and September, first of series, standalones, that kind of thing. And that's my plan for August and September, and I have books to read in July, so I'm essentially planned out till October, which I guess is planning pretty far ahead, but there's always room for change. We'll see what happens. So yeah, thanks for watching what I'm planning on reading in June, my June TBR, and I hope you're planning on reading some books in June. Let me know what you're planning on reading, if you've read any of these, if you're planning on reading any of these. Let me know down below, and yeah. It's gonna be a good reading month. I'll be sure to post at the end of the month my wrap up, as I will always do, and maybe some reviews and things along the way, and we'll see what happens. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!